an awkward position. I'm going to read you a story out of a book that I was published in. It is called Short and Twisted. Uh-oh, shit's about to get weird in here. It's very papery, and my story is on page 9. And you know what 9 means? There are 8 more pages before it. As you can see, the story is called Drying Out by me, Ingrid. Hello. And now, I will read the story to you. Get uncomfortable. Drying Out by me, Ingrid. Victor Burnley had been an alcoholic for 27 years of his life, and at age 45, he made the decision to quit alcohol. His drinking buddies laughed at him, and his mate Peter said things like, "Oh, look, it's Vic. He's drying out, you know." Another barfly would call to Victor, "Hey Vic, if you're not drinking, can I have your bar stool?" Peter and the congregation of inebriates would laugh, and Victor would leave the bar, not quite sure where he belonged anymore. On the first day of his quitting alcohol, Victor Burnley poured the contents of his liquor cabinet down the sink. His skin was slightly itchy. On day 2, he drank 4 liters of water. 2, 3, 4. Trying to detox a little, he figured it could rehydrate his increasingly dry skin. In the afternoon of day 3, Victor took a walk in the park to feed the ducks. Families also enjoying the warm afternoon sun stared at the middle-aged man who sat scratching his arms on a bench. On day 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Victor looked in the mirror to see little white flakes of skin clustering on his face. He resolved that it must be late onset psoriasis from years of boozing, and upped his water intake to 5 liters a day. And when he awoke on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seborrheic dermatitis, the doctor said without looking up from his desk. He prescribed a cream. Back home, Victor, lathered on the cream, hoping he would be healed by morning. As the sun rose over days 7, his optimism faded. The top layers of his skin had fallen away, and his body was pink and tender. His lips were badly cracked, and his tongue was all fairies. He gulped down 6 liters of water and prayed for the strength not to go back to alcohol. On day 8, Victor stopped going out in public. Pedestrians had taken to staring and pointing, and at least always being home meant fast access to the Celopene pump pack. Day 999999999 saw Victor close all his blinds to avoid sunlight. Where was I? Tell me, book. Tell me where I was. It's just such a disturbing story, you see. It's so easy to get lost in life and in a story. Now, those pink lower tender layers of skin were drying and peeling too. Earlier in the day, while scratching his forehead. What's that? Oh, I'm not very well organized. Shh. There are people watching us. Tell me sleep. Earlier in the day, while scratching his forehead, scratch, his eyebrows fell out. On the morning of day 10, he woke to see his eyelashes sprinkled over the pillow. He went online and ordered boxes and boxes of moisturizer to be delivered from the supermarket. When they arrived, Victor filled the bath with the creams and slid on in. After doing dishes on day 11, he pulled off the rubber gloves and realized to his horror that his fingernails were still inside them. He peeled off the 2 nails that remained and placed them 1, 2 on the windowsill. That night, his toenails fell out. On the 12th day, his hair started falling out. By the 13th day, lucky 13, he was completely bald. By day 14, Victor could see all his veins and tissue clearly through the remaining membranes of the skin, and he noticed that there was no longer a single strand of hair on his head or anywhere over his pink body. On day 15, he drank 12 liters of water, but otherwise stayed in bed. Most of his lips had chapped away, and nothing but his teeth. Were exposed. He pulled the blanket over his head and went to sleep. On day 26, where is that sun? Oh yes. On day 26, Peter came around to see how his old drinking buddy was doing. He knocked. No answer. He knew where the spare key was, so he let himself in. clonk, clonk, clink, clonk. He called out Victor's name. Victor! But there was no response. He checked the lounge. Not there. He checked the kitchen. Not there. Peter approached the bedroom and cracked the door. Hey, Vic, mate, you there? Pushing the door open. That wasn't me. Pushing the door open, he cautiously entered the dark room. Opening the blinds, he noticed the shape of a body under the doona. Come on, mate, you can't lie in here all day. Just 'cause you dried out doesn't mean you should stop living life. Peter walked up to the edge of the bed. And tore away the doona. Come on, mate. He froze. What's that? Shh, you're ruining the suspense of the moment. Everybody is dying to hear how this very true story ends. Look, I can only speak English. That's not racist. I'm from Australia. We only really learned one language. They kept changing it depending on who our trade partner was. It was Japan, then Indonesia, and now I think they teach Cantonese. Oh, sorry, the story. Ominous. He froze and dropped the edge of the blanket. Sending a shower of flakes dancing through beams of sunlight. What Peter found in that bed was not Victor Burnley. He scratched his head and stared down at the large pile of ash, which suspiciously looked a little like the shape of a man.